The story of Dr. Edith Eger, a Holocaust survivor and world-renowned psychologist. Her life demonstrates how looking inward at one's own trauma and shadow can transform a person from a victim into a beacon of patience and empathy for others. The internal conflict. In 1944, 16-year-old Edith was sent to Auschwitz. She survived unimaginable horrors, but for decades afterward, she lived with a secret. She felt intense guilt for surviving when her parents didn't, and she harbored deep-seated shame and repressed anger. For years, Edith was judgmental of her own weakness and, by extension, struggled to fully connect with the pain of others because she was so busy running from her own. She was physically free, but mentally imprisoned by a lack of self-knowledge. The turning point: knowing the self. In her 40s, Edith decided to pursue a degree in psychology. She began to study the works of Viktor Frankl and eventually dove into her own psyche. She realized that her judgmental attitude toward the world was actually a reflection of the lack of forgiveness she had for herself. She recognized that her inner conflict, the part of her that felt she didn't deserve to be happy, was what made her rigid. As she began to process her own motivations and grief, something shifted. From judgment to patience. By knowing herself, specifically her own capacity for pain, fear, and survival, she developed an extraordinary level of patience for her patients. The bigot patient. Once, she treated a patient who used hateful, extremist language. Instead of reacting with immediate judgment or repulsion, Edith looked inward. She recognized the inner child in him that was scared and seeking power, much like the fear she had felt herself. The mirror effect. Because she understood her own inner shadow, she didn't see the man as a monster, but as a person trapped in a different kind of mental prison. Her self-awareness allowed her to sit in a room with someone whose views were the opposite of hers and offer him genuine compassion. She often said that she couldn't heal others until she had looked at the Hitler inside herself, the capacity for hate and judgment that exists in all humans. Why this matters. Edith Eger's story perfectly illustrates Erikson's theory. Reduced judgment. By accepting her own flaws and history, she stopped needing to judge others to feel safe. Social connection. Her deep self-work allowed her to become a healer who could connect with anyone, from soldiers with PTSD to corporate executives. Psychosocial growth. She moved from stagnation to generativity. The more you know yourself, the more patience you have for what you see in others. Erik Erikson.